This is Frank, House of Orange Sports Channel. We cover baseball, basketball, football, Lady Vols basketball, and still getting into the market on Lady Vols softball. But Slick Rick Barnes, he's still at it. He's still on it. One roster spot left. Of course, the new roster limits have the House settlement's not gone through yet. The Zakai Ziegler hearing comes up on June the 6th, so we'll know more then. But Tennessee's still out trying to fill one more spot, and they currently have a visitor in town. Make sure you hit the like. If you know anybody that has not found the channel, share that out for them to check that out. And if you're not a subscriber, if you're a returning listener or first time you like the content, hit that subscribe button so you get notifications. We'll be live tonight after the Tennessee Wake Forest baseball game. Hopefully we'll get better results than we did last night. But win or lose, we'll be here tonight with interesting news that A.J. Russell is the starter tonight. Did not see that one coming, but let's go, man. Let's go. I'm excited about it. Tennessee, I'm not sure who was first on. No, Joe Tipton of On3 has he posted it on Twitter. Of course, he posted on On3. Grant Ramey of VolQuest, Ryan Shumpert, Rocky Top Insider all had articles. I'm not sure on 24/7 if I'm sure somebody on there probably has it as well. But Ryan Cornish, a Dartmouth transfer, is currently visiting Tennessee right now. 6'3", 170. This past season, he averaged 17.1 points, right at 5 rebounds per game, 4.9, and 3.3 assists per game. And over his career, 4 seasons, 11.9 points, 3.7 boards, and 2.3 assists. Now, it's interesting, over 4 seasons, yet he's playing another one. Yet, you got Zakai Ziegler, Jordan Gainey, who I'm still surprised Gainey has not filed a suit either. Maybe he's waiting on these results, and maybe they're hearing something on this. But, these guys are basically having to sue for a 5th year. So Cornish, he had to have been in. I'm not sure if he was in 5 years ago in redshirt. I don't know his whole status here as well, but it looks like he would be a 1 year and done guy. Of course, it was mentioned that the USC transfer Claude, that Tennessee was checking on him, but just the NIL numbers being floated on him did not make that seem like a realization on it. So this dude here, the big thing that stood out to me, which was different from Claude was not a 3-point shooter. Tennessee, outside of Jalen Carey, all the guys they've added this offseason have been shooters. Well, Cornish is 37.2 from 3-point last year, 41.3 from the field. So both career highs for him. And in fact, he gets a few rebounds, gets some assists as well. Could be a potential good last pickup for this team, barring that the 5th year rule's not passed or that, ever what happens with the rosters along the way. So Tennessee's doing their due diligence, no doubt about it. And to me, that's why I think last week with a guy like Claude in the portal, you've got to do your due diligence to see how could he fit, what are we looking at numbers-wise or not. I have to imagine with Cornish here, you go Cornish versus Claude. Cornish could be a potential better fit based on his shooting and what they're looking at. Plus, NIL money's a real thing. I would not think he's going to command what a Desmond Claude would. That's just my opinion. I just can't see it, or just can't on it. But still, good-looking player from Dartmouth. He could add to the equation. I've not seen here as well. Again, there's not a lot of info on him here. I'm looking at Tipton's article on it. Tipton's got him listed at 6'4". Of course, Cornish was first-team All-Ivy League selection. Now, here's one thing as well for me that stands out about it is, coming from a school like Dartmouth in the Ivy League, he's got to be a pretty smart guy. You're not getting in just by barely making it. So there's just not a lot more info. Tipton doesn't have a lot more in his article either on Cornish, just that he is visiting and that Tennessee's looking to put the finishing touches, as he says, on that. Seems like a pretty realistic addition to me at this point. But again, not seeing where he's potentially visiting, if this is his first visit or what. It seems like one, if he's on campus, and if you want him, this is one of those where Tennessee needs to make sure he doesn't leave Knoxville uncommitted. Because if other schools who are trying to fill in their spots maybe have a little bit of money left or still in the equation and they take a liking to him, then they might potentially bid Tennessee out. But this is a case where if the fit's there, if you like where he fits, he's a culture fit, which is big with Rick Barnes' team. You got to work to lock this thing down and get him in. I think it'd be a good last edition based on everything I'm reading on him and his game. And, again, the theme, and I like it, and we've all said it here as well, the downfall with Tennessee basketball the last few years has been shooting. It's been shooting. I mean, your Dalton Connect really had no help 2 years ago against Purdue. I mean, Josiah Jordan-James started out a little bit hot. Last year against Houston, I mean, Gainey, maybe Gainey led the way, but nobody was hitting on that day. And that's just been the story of Tennessee. And when they go out of the tournament, I mean, I still think the biggest one to me, and it was the easiest path for that team to the Final Four that year based on what had gone on, was when they played Florida Atlantic in Madison Square Garden. And the whole team went cold on that night. The whole team could not hit anything. And then you had the year they won the SEC title tournament. Seemed to be hot going in at the right time. They hit a Michigan team who was a little hotter. Well, most of the team, you had Kennedy Chandler who showed up and not much else on that day, where you had Hunter Dickinson who, for all I know, is in the transfer portal again this year. I think he's finally graduated, but there was an April Fool's joke out there that he'd hit the portal, and sadly enough, there's probably something in there he's finding to come back again. I mean, I don't know. I hope not. It's time to move on, Hunter. But, yeah, that's where we're at with Tennessee's roster. And then, of course, that June 16 with the Zakai Ziegler Bears watching. Now, if they don't expand the rosters, though, what do you do? Is it a case like maybe Josiah Jordan-James a couple years ago? He was initially coming back as a walk-on, but then Chris Ledlum left, and that opened up that spot for Ziegler. And you never know. You get to the fall. I mean, you had that one happen. I don't think it would have been a shock based on everything this past season if Darling Stone-Dubar would have left. But you got to give him credit as well, because he had a really tough time getting to Tennessee. Lost a lot of people close to him, but he stuck it out. Probably didn't have the season he envisioned, but he stuck it out, and they really praised him for the work that he put in. So, I mean, you never know with things. When you get to campus, everybody gets there. Somebody could say, I'm out on this. Never can tell in this day and age with it. So, but could a Ziegler walk on? Could a Gainey walk on? But I think this, if the fifth year gets passed, that roster expansion is going to happen as well. So Tennessee adds Gainey, they add Ziegler to it. That's your 15 guys right there, and you roll with it. And I think you feel pretty dang good about that too. Now they'll have to find the money for those two guys, but something tells me they're prepared for it along the way, because I've seen it said with Jacoby Gillespie that during those conversations they had with him coming, this was brought up potentially about them returning. So I think Tennessee's prepared for this either way with it. And that's called doing your due diligence with it. Again, we'll be live tonight directly after the game. It started out was going to be 8 o'clock tonight, and then the NCAA has switched it to 6 o'clock. I think I saw it's on ESPN2. A.J. Russell's on the mound. I'm thinking 1 to 2 innings with him tonight based on that he threw just over 50 pitches on, Saturday. So I would say other than Arvidsson and Marcus Phillips, it's all hands on deck tonight. You may see Liam Doyle. I think you'll see pretty much what they need to do to win that baseball game tonight. But we'll see you tonight. Like, share, subscribe. Links in the description. Channel membership. $1 a month channel Patreon. Super thanks. Greatly appreciated. Have a great rest of your evening. We'll see you tonight. And last but not least, go Vols.